Put down that Rubik's Cube, these are the best puzzle games to play in 2020. Puzzle games come in many shapes and sizes. The moving things around a grid, the point and click, and the oh why is physics a thing? But we love all of these games equally, especially on the rare occasions they make us feel smart. Hey, I did it! And it only took me 3 hours, a quick Google, and a lot of closing my eyes and opening them again to see if a solution had magically presented itself. If you're new here, hello, and welcome to the channel. Your puzzle to solve is what happens when you click the subscribe button. Oh look, tons of amazing content. And what about that notification bell? No way! A way to keep track of all our fantastic uploads. You solved it! Go you. And with those conundrums solved, here in no particular order are the best puzzle games to play on PC in 2020.
I understand. Well, best of luck with the search then.
It's the distant future. Humans are long gone and monsters learn about us through a museum exhibition. Well, about the English, at least. Why we stood in queues, what eggs the inflatable flamingos laid, and how delicious our jammy biscuits were. You know, all the important stuff. And to enjoy all the curiosities on display, one little monster makes their way through the open world of islands by knocking down trees and using them as bridges. It's a simple puzzle mechanic, but there are a surprising number of ways to get stuck rolling logs from one place to another. Luckily, if one island isn't making sense, you can hop over to another and try a different tree-knocking solution. Or maybe just stop for a nice cup of tea. A Monsters Expedition is the game equivalent of a warm, squishy hug from a lovely beastie. Luna the Shadow Dust bridges the divide between feeling like a classic fairy tale and something totally original. It's a hand-animated adventure that opens a door into an intriguing world full of light and shadow. The visuals are the obvious standout feature, but it's the many secrets they hide that will stay with you. Your adorably stylish protagonist makes their way through a mysterious tower, capably assisted by their dog, cat, friend thing. Essentially a squishy little ball with spikes. Each room opens up to some cozy and unforgettable new place, which you'll need to bypass to progress. As you befriend your furry companion, you'll split up, solving two halves of the puzzle as you go. But don't worry, you'll always reunite to take the next steps. No one comes between a kid and their adorable thing. Although, it does only have little legs, so you might be waiting a while for it to catch up. Kine is a musical masterpiece of a puzzle game. As instruments looking to make it big, you play your way across a kingdom of annoyingly placed cardboard boxes. Each instrument works in a different way, with the accordion stretching itself out and the trombone using two parts of its horn to roll around. They're all unique characters, and it's definitely a unique system. It takes a while to get your head around each boxy obstacle, but by carefully planning your movements and a lot of trial and error, you make progress and meet other musicians. The sounds, of course, are a standout part. Correct movements keep a melody going, whereas a wrong move will stand out with an off-key noise that will ruin your flow. For head-scratching movements over a simple set of squares, Kine puts on a serious show. Don't be fooled by the ominously morbid title. I Am Dead is as charming as the seaside town it's set in. It's the sort of place that'll make you want to send sticks of rock and postcards proclaiming, "I am dead, amazing!" But for your friends and family's sake, probably don't.
Oh, well, it's really you. Well, it's me, Morris. Morris Lupton. Of course I remember you, Morris. It's lovely to see you.
As museum curator Morris, you must use your newly gifted powers from the other side to delve into memories, buildings, and a whole array of items in order to unlock the secrets of the island, and in doing so, hopefully stop a volcano erupting. So, no pressure then. But despite that looming over you, literally, it is an incredibly peaceful experience. The sound of waves crashing to life in digital form, especially through a set of headphones, is a feeling that will stay with you. The puzzles combine brilliantly with the heartfelt story, making I Am Dead the sort of game that will make you want to sit and stare out to sea as you process it all.
Oh, I see those yoga folks up at the lighthouse are up bright and early, saluting the sun and all that. I always thought that looked like fun.
If you want pastel simplicity and emotional storytelling, then the Almost Gone is the dreamscape for you. These puzzles are all laid out as interconnecting dioramas. There are bedrooms with secret locks and dining rooms with spilled wine, and all of them have new secrets to uncover or problems to solve. It revolves around a family and the dark themes of their relationships. But to give away more than that would spoil your chance to unpick the story yourself. The puzzles themselves are about finding hidden objects, collecting clues, and unlocking patterns. And once you discover something interesting, it's highlighted, so you can easily head back to the record player, for example, when you locate the vinyl. But that doesn't mean they're easy. There's some out-of-the-pastel bedroom thinking as you twist the environment to reveal new perspectives, or learn something more about the gloom that lives within the memory. Although it was released on PlayStation way back in 2012, the Unfinished Swan has only just reached PC, meaning it's time to give it the ink-splattered attention it deserves. You play as a young boy who follows a swan into a mysterious white world, where you have to reveal your surroundings splodge by splodge as you drop paint on the blank canvas.
The king was young, arrogant, and amazingly talented. He was convinced no color existed that was good enough for his garden, so he left it white.
The puzzling comes from uncovering your path, such as discovering a pond and having to find a way to traverse it. And just when you think you've exhausted all options, ink will splat onto a new shape and reveal a stepping stone or hitherto unknown corridor to keep you moving forwards. Each chapter of the game has a different style, so before you get bored of painting, you'll start growing vines to move around instead. The Unfinished Swan is like stepping inside a painting and physically experiencing what other people only get to see.
Ah, it's you, the boy from my dream. What a strange dream it was.
Path of Giants is pretty much what would happen if 3 Ewoks left Endor for snowy mountains in the search of ancient treasure. These cuddly, vocal explorers have to work together to get through a series of snow-capped puzzles. And I really mean work together, climbing upon one another's heads, leapfrogging over each other, and using their noggins as cushiony ways to get down from high places. You control them one at a time through the frozen trials, using them to traverse the environment with things getting more complicated as buttons and doors mean you have to plan your moves multiple steps ahead. And it's not all adorable beings in their adorable coats either. Giant figures appear out of the fog behind you, and the world gradually reveals that it's more than just a fun day out for our parka-wearing heroes. Raji, an ancient epic, is a tale of gods and demons, delving into rich Indian folklore. As Raji, you feel insignificant in the divine war breaking out around you. Not because you can't harness some amazing powers, as those demons will find the electric side of your weapon every time, but because you are physically tiny, running through ancient stone temples, dodging huge clubs, and looking up at detailed murals.
Mahishasura, the shape-shifter, the buffalo demon, evil incarnate.
This sense of scale captures what it really might feel like to be standing before the gods. With a story of such epic proportions, it's fitting that there's loads of action, with plenty of platforming and combat. But there are puzzles galore here too. From moving painted panels to rebuilding entire structures, no two brain teasers look the same. Raji, an ancient epic, is unique and mesmerizing. Yes, even the horrifying frog demons.
But in that moment, Raji failed, for the Garasura demons took Golu from her.
Reky is minimalist puzzling at its very best. You are given exactly what you need to understand the mechanics and leave you staring at a monochrome set of lines, wondering how you're ever going to get the squishy little ball to the ending portal. And it's all about color too. Boxes are thrown in that can move in different directions depending on their shade, challenging you to think laterally as you progress. The clean design is everything a set of IKEA instructions should be, making sense and fitting together beautifully, right up until the point you find ink blob is over one end and portal is over the other, and you're not quite sure what went wrong in the middle. Luckily though, you can always restart. Unlike those Malm drawers, you constructed backwards. If logic puzzling over shapes and planning your moves ahead is the Swedish brand flat pack armchair you want to settle into, then Reky is a thoughtful, high-concept treat. Physics, destruction, cars falling into the ocean. Polybridge 2 really has it all. This is the much-anticipated sequel to the original bridge-building game, but this time with added springs. Because it somehow wasn't tricky enough just to get a car from A to B, now you can catapult them. All the puzzling comes from constructing increasingly complex bridges to move vehicles from one place to another. At first, you're merely experimenting with materials, making sure you stay under budget. Then drawbridges and hydraulics come in, and your designs can either turn out looking like something to rival the Golden Gate Bridge, or my designs, which is something a very drunk spider made. Even if engineering isn't your calling, Polybridge 2 is a different, deeply entertaining physics puzzler. And hey, as long as the truck can get to its flag, it doesn't matter how many times it collapsed onto the boat below first. So, those were the best puzzle games to play in 2020. Or were they? No, they were. There's no puzzle here. Let us know in the comments what game you'll be solving this year, and for more videos all about games and beyond, subscribe to Logitech G. And, as a useful hint, hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Happy puzzling!